What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video is going to be a continuation of the previous UI challenge video. Guys, in our previous video I said that we would be designing an entire set of screens based on a design concept, right? We took this furniture app design concept by a designer called F from Dribble, and then I said that I'll be making all the screens for you guys so that you can have a complete set of screens rather than just one screen based out of a single design. So in our previous video we did this particular screen, right? I'll leave a link to that in the description below. In this video we'll see how to do this screen. Okay, even if you haven't watched my, I would highly recommend you watch my previous design, since this particular section is similar in these two, I mean not the section, the background design is similar in these two screens, right? So for that particular background alone, just watch the first few minutes of my previous video so that you understand how I did this. Even if you hadn't watched my previous video, you can watch this video, since this will be pretty much like a standalone video. Okay, I'll be doing all these UI widgets inside this particular screen in a fresh way. Okay, so I'll first grab a bigger version of this particular screen. Okay, the first thing I need to do is I need to bring in this particular background design that I had done from my previous video, right? So I already have that running here, as you can see. The only thing I'll do is I'll probably increase the margin, since I'm going to be including these 4 chips as part of the stack as well. I'll increase the margin for these bubbles. Right now I'm positioning them from bottom 50 and bottom 100, right? Bottom I'll increase to 300 and this I'll give 250. You understand this, right? Right now the stack ends here, so I'll just have bottom 50 and here I gave bottom 100, since I need this to be 50 and this to be 100. Whereas if I place these 4 chips inside that particular stack, then the stack will be ending here, right? So I need to include this height as well and this height as well, so that these bubbles are placed exactly where we want them. That's the reason why I increased this bottom margin. Anyway, let's move on, guys. Let's continue with our design aspect. The first thing we'll do is these 4 icons. Okay, I don't have these 4 exact icons, so I'll just make use of any random icon, but I'll just use these 4 specific titles. Okay, so in order to do that, I can do this with the row, right? Yeah, I can do this with the row. After this position, I'll simply wait. We need to do this as well, right? We need to do these stuff as well. So we'll put this on hold for now and finish this off. We need a circle avatar, the name to the right of the avatar, a number, and a settings icon. That's it, right? Yeah, we'll do that. So after this I'll do a column, and inside that column I'll add a cross-axis alignment dot start, and children, and in children I'll include a sized box. Height will be 15.0, and container, no, not a container, it's a row, right? Row will be once again children, sized box width will be 15.0. Why did I do this? Since I need to give some padding here as well as here, right? So I just gave these 2 sized boxes, and after that sized box I'll include another child in the row. This will be a container. I'm just doing this image. Okay, that's nothing fancy in this. We already saw this in our previous video. Container alignment, top left height I'll give 75.0 so that it's a bit bigger. Width again I'll give 75.0, and then decoration as usual, box decoration, border radius dot circular 37.5, right? Half of 75 would be 37.5. Border border dot all. Kindly ignore the background noise, guys. There's some activity going on outside of my house. Colors dot white style border style dot solid, and width will be 2.0. Fine. This is border is done, and after that I'll add an image box decoration once again. No, not box, decoration image oh sorry, image, what happened, image asset image assets chris.jpg. For those of you, I already have an assets directory and I have included a set of images that I'll be making use of here. So I'm just using an image from there. I have also added those images and the fonts that I'll be using here in the pubspec.yaml file as well. So if you are following along with me, kindly do the same. And after this asset image, I'll simply, oh, this is done. Okay, let's save this and see if the image appears where we want it to appear. Okay, it's appearing on the screen and recording is happening as well. Now let's move on to the next part. Okay, the border is a bit thicker, right? So I'll just give it as 3 hot reload. Yeah, now it's a bit thick. Fine. After the image, I need some text, 2 lines of text, one below the other. So I'll use a column. I'll use a sized box first to give some. Okay guys, this is just going to be 2 lines of text, so I'll rather skip this part and then resume recording. Nothing fancy in this. I'm just simply going to add 2 children inside this column and then add 2 lines of text. That's it. Alright, I've added those 2 lines of text. Let's just save this and see how this looks on our screen. Fine, right? But the text should be left aligned, whereas here it's simply aligned to the center, right? Yeah, now both the text and the numbers are left aligned. Now that we have taken care of this part, let's just go ahead and get this settings icon as well, and then move on to creating these 4 options. Okay, so to create that icon, I just need to give some small padding here and then include a container. That's it, right? So yeah, there's the padding. I just calculated the entire width and then subtracted 225 from it, so that we'll once this is included, I'm including a sized box here. I'm putting this in the same row and then including a sized box here. That's exactly what I have done here. And after the sized box, I can simply go ahead and add an icon button or something, so that it looks like wait, I'll show you. Container, alignment dot top right, child will be an icon button, icon will be icons dot settings, save this. Let's see how this looks. Wow, we get a nice looking settings wheel on the top right as well, right? So now that we have finished this part, we have taken care of this part, let's go ahead and create these 4 options. Okay, so in order to create those 4 options, I can simply bring in a row and then create one option and then copy paste that same for the remaining as well, right? And I can specify space evenly for that row so that it looks, yeah, I'll do that rather than sitting here and talking. So after this container, I'll include some space, sized box, height will be some 15.0, and after this row, now I'm still inside that particular column, don't forget that. So here I'll give sized box height will be some 10.0, and row would be main axis alignment dot space evenly, fine. And children container child column children icon button icons, what am I doing? Folder shared colors dot white, icon size, sorry, icon size I'll give some 40, and on pressed I'll give blank for now. Fine, I have a icon button, and after this I'll include a text. Cool. Now I have this particular option, an icon and a text beneath it, right? I'll save this so that you guys can see how it looks on the screen. You guys can see that we have a icon plus some nice text below it. Cool, right? Now what you need to do is you need three other options like this exact same one. So what I'll do is I'll simply copy this and then paste it thrice, and then change the icons and the title below it accordingly, and resume recording for you guys. So I'll just clip it here. Fine. Now you can see that we have these 4 options neatly arranged for us, right? Because of the space evenly property, we have all those 4 options neatly arranged for us in the row. Now we'll move on to the next part, which is nothing but adding this particular chips, these 4 chips: pending payment, to be shipped, to be received, and return replace. If you notice, they are nothing but simple cards in which an image has been neatly aligned to the left, and then some text has been added and a single digit has been added. So they are just cards showing some sort of statistics, that's it. Now what I'll do is, to do that, I can simply create one card and then pass in the title, the image path, and the count to that particular card to recreate all these 4, right? I can simply reuse that code. First I'll have a column, and inside this column I'll have a children row. First we'll do these 2 cards. Row, inside this I'll have main axis alignment, once again main axis alignment dot space evenly, and I'll have a set of children. This children is where I'll be using a separate function to create those cards. I mean, that would be a better way of doing it, right? I'll just use one function that returns one particular card, and then use that same function to call that same function to create the other cards as well. So I'll do widget card details, and this function will take in some parameters. Image path, string, value, count. Okay, these 3 parameters. I'll return material elevation 4.0 to give that nice shadow effect. Border radius dot circular 7.0 to give that nice rounded edge effect. Child will be container. Inside this container I'll give this container some height first. Height 125.0 and width would be some I need to do half of it, right? Half of the screen minus this padding, that will be the width of the container. I'm just measuring visually, guys. I'm just looking at the screen and then assuming this is how the width would be. Width would be media query dot off context dot size divided by 2. This will be half of the screen width, so I need to subtract some values so for the padding before and after that, right? So I'll just do minus 20. Okay, this will be the width. And after the width I'll do a child. After this I'll do a decoration, box decoration, once again the regular stuff that we usually do. Border radius dot circular 7.0 and color will be colors dot white. Fine. And I'll do a child column cross axis alignment, once again cross axis. Now you understand what I'm doing here, right? I created this with the color white, and then inside this I need something, right? Then inside this I need this card image, pending payment and a value count. That's exactly what I'm doing here. So I'm having a cross axis alignment dot start and what else? Children sized box this will be height 10.0. Why am I doing this? Since that needs to be some spacing between the top edge of the container and the starting of this image, right? So I'm giving it as height 10.0 and after this I'll give padding const padding edge insets dot only left. I'll give padding of 15.0. Fine. Then child will be the image dot asset image path. This is what we are receiving from here, right? Image path. Fit will be box fit dot cover and height will be 50.0. width would be 50.0 again. Fine. Now what we can do is we need to place the text, right? After that we need to provide some space and then place the text. That's it. So I'll just after this padding I'll add some height. .0 and another padding. This time I will give some padding. Once again some left padding and this time the child will be nothing but the text that we are giving here. Fine. Now we have this nice text as well here, right? Now we just need to create one more stuff entirely like this, add the value count and simply use the red color. That I'll do now. So what I'll do is I'll copy this entire thing, paste it, change it to 3 maybe, and then instead of title I'll give value count. Instead of colors.black I'll give colors.red, and maybe add the font weight to be font weight dot bold. Alright, this is done as well. Now we have a nice function for getting the card details, just like this particular design. We need to call this function somewhere, else we won't be getting anything, right? So inside this I'll call the function card details, right? Card details. What was that? Pending payment. What was that? Pending payment. And I need to provide an image path. Image path will be assets card.png. I have an image, guys. Once again, inside the assets directory I have an image called card.png that I'll be making use of. And what is that? 5, right? 5, yeah, 5. So now I have called it once. Let's see how this looks on the screen. Wow, we get a nice looking card, right? Let's do the rest of the cards as well, and then observe it as a whole, observe our work as a whole, and see how good that looks. So I'll get in here, add this once again. This will be to be shipped, and assets box.png and 2. Now after this row I need to add another new row, and that new row will be I'll simply copy and paste this. In between I'll add a sized box, maybe sized box height 10.0. Fine. Inside this fine. Now we have the 4 cards, and below the row, this is where the row ends, right? I'll just give a small height so that the shadow effect is a bit pronounced. Height will be 5.0. Fine. Save this. Have a look at the cards now. Wow, it looks really cool, right? On the mobile device the effect is looking really good actually. I don't know if this much is the clarity of this is reflected on the video as well, since I'll be overlaying this screen recording on the video while I'm editing the video. Anyway, it looks really good on the mobile device, guys. As you can see here, now we have created this 4 cards as well. We have done this part as well, and we have done this part. The only part that's remaining is this list of items that will be that will add some options to this particular screen. So now let's split this so that we can understand how to make this design. Now if you look, all these list items are similar. The only difference is that each of the titles have some difference, and there is some icon. The icon color is also different for each of these buttons, and the right arrow on that is pretty much the same. So what I'll do is, once again I'll create one list item and then return it from a function and call that function multiple times. The function will have the arguments as the list title and the color of this particular button and the icon of that particular button. That's it, right? Let's go ahead and do that. Now where were we? Where is the code first of all? Okay, this is my screen recorder. Where is the code first of all? Yeah, this is the code. First of all, let's get out of the stack. This is where the stack ends, right? Let's get out here, and we are still inside the column. So I'll have a sized box once again. Height will be some 15.0, so that we get this nice height between the first list item and the card. And here is where I'll call a function, and this function will take in a set of parameters. Let me first write that function. Widget list item string title color will be the button color, and the icon button. Fine. These are the three parameters that I'll be using in a single list item, so I just gave those, and then I'll return a padding. Padding, I'll first give some padding. Edge insets dot all some 10.0. okay, some nice padding around the list item, and child will be a row. This you probably presumed by now, since this is going to be a row. And children inside that row, first of all I need a container so that I can place the button. Container height would be some 50.0, and width would be again 50 point, sorry, width would, what happened, width would be again 50.0, and decoration would be box decoration, border radius. Once again, I'm sorry, kindly excuse me for the background noises, guys. There is huge water scarcity in the area where I live, and then all of a sudden sometimes the government releases water during the night time like this. And anyway, let's get back to the application. Border radius dot circular 25.0, and color button color dot with opacity. I'll just give a small opacity, okay, I mean a greater opacity. Why did I do this? Why did I give it like this and give the opacity here? Obviously we need the color to be a bit a shade lighter than the icon color, right? As you can see here, the icon color is different, whereas this color is a lighter shade of this particular color, the icon color. So that's the reason I added some opacity here. Now let's do the actual icon itself. Child icon, I'll show you on the screen. You'll understand why I did like that. Icon button color size 25.0. fine. Now I have a nice button, and then inside that container, after this container I'll add a sized box. Once again, sized box with 25.0. now why did I do this? So that there is some space between this two children in the row. So what I can do here is I can simply include a text and the arrow at the end, but how would I know that it's going to be aligned perfectly? That's one thing that we need to take care of, right? Since this is a row, this entire thing is a row, so unless the element wait, I'll show you. Rather than trying to explain, if I show you guys, you guys might get a better idea of what I'm actually trying to say. Many guys actually ask me this question: how are you aligning everything inside the row and columns perfectly? Or how to get a general idea, how to look at the screen and then get a general idea of the measurements that need to be applied to place the specific elements on specific points at the screen, and such questions like this. So wait, I'll show you one example of how to tackle a problem like this, and you guys will better understand. So what we need to do is first we need a text here and a arrow here. That is our problem. And since we are inside a row, I can simply do that without actual worry. I can simply do text title style, text style, font family, quick sand, font size 15.0, colors dot black, font weight dot bold. Fine. Now we have that nice looking text, and then after the text we need a icon. What's this icon? This icon is nothing but the arrow icons dot arrow forward iOS colors dot black size 20.0. Fine. Now I have the icon, the text, and the button. So a single list item is ready. Just watch what happens. So I can call this list item somewhere so that I can get the first option. So I'm going to call this somewhere. Where can I call this? After this sized box here, I'll call a single list item. List item title will be gift card or something, right? Gift card, and button color will be colors dot red, and I don't have that gift icon, so I'll simply use another icon. Okay, another icon I can simply use icons dot account box. Fine. Now save this. Just watch what happens. Okay, see, I get that nice looking circle, I mean that button here as it was available here, and the gift card. But watch what happens between the gift card and the arrow. It's not to the right, I mean it's not to the right end, correct, right? So you need to specify the space between the gift card and the since this is a row, I can give space evenly, but then again it won't take anything into account. Just watch, I'll show you. Now inside this I can give main axis alignment dot space evenly, but the effect won't be. Just watch, you get it, right? It's spacing all the three components in that, but all the three children in the row in an even space, and not exactly doing what we need it to do. So what can we do for that? Even if I remove the sized box, then the spacing will be even. Just watch. See, this is of no use, right? Here we have an entirely different design spec, and here I am trying to do here I need to achieve that same spec. So what should I do? In this case is where you use your measurements based on your visual imagination. I'll remove this. All you need to do is, if you observe this, all you need to do is you need to give a space between this arrow and this gift card. So I can simply use a container, right? To fill up the space I can use a container. But this again will vary. How will this vary? I can't use a sized box. I should use a container. Why? Since if I use a sized box here, I can't use the same sized box here, right? Since replacement code is a longer text than gift card. So I need to write this in such a way that these two are aligned perfectly, and this is another set of buttons. But these should all be available inside the same list item. I know I confused you guys, but just watch the code, watch how the code is written, and then you'll get a better idea of what I'm trying to explain till now. Now all you need to do is a simple fix, guys. Bring these two elements inside a row. Okay. Cool. Now the text and this icon is inside a row. Bring this row inside a container. Fine. Now we have a button, and that after that button we have a container as a child for this particular row, and inside that container I am having another row that contains two children. One is the text and the other one is the arrow. Now all you can do is you need to specify a certain width for that container, right? Otherwise the container won't occupy the entire screen. So in order to specify a certain width for the container, simply wait, I'll show you. Calculate it from the device width itself. Width media query dot of media query dot of context dot size dot width minus 100. Why am I subtracting 100? Since I need some padding on the right side. Not only that, I need some this entire width also I need to take into consideration along with the padding on the left side as well. So I need to subtract all those widths from the entire width of the screen. That's it. And this container will have this child. Now inside this row, all you need to do is, even now if you check, it won't it won't create a difference. See, it's simply like this. But inside this row you can now specify main axis alignment dot space between. So in this case, one gift card will be placed at the left end of the row, and the right arrow will be placed at the right end of the row. Just watch. There. Now we have our effect as per our design spec. This is how you tackle this alignment problem. It will take a lot of, it's a pretty much trial and error method, guys. It will take a few tries, but you'll finally get it. Don't worry. Now all we need to do is repeat this list items so that all our icons are getting created. I'll simply skip the video here, cut the video here, and then resume recording once I have created all these options. Fine. As you can see here, I have created all these options as per our design spec. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not only that, I have specified the colors as well and the icons. Let's just save this and see how this looks on our mobile device. Wow, you get the nice looking icons plus the options like we have in our design spec, right? This UI looks really good. Wow. Now in order to make all these clickable, you need to wrap these with ink quills. That's it. Anyway guys, yeah, that's it. We finished the design, I guess. Hope you like this. If you like this video, kindly hit the like button, the thumbs up button. If you really like what I'm doing on this channel and you would like to watch more cool stuff like this, kindly hit the subscribe button and then click on the bell icon so that you receive notifications every time I upload a video. And if you really found this video helpful, kindly share it with someone, okay? And in our forthcoming videos, we'll continue with this particular series and then do either this screen or this screen, okay? So yeah, that's it guys. We designed this awesome screen today. And I'll subscribe and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.